They actually think they can plant the spike.
Nobody escapes, but don't run.
What did I say? Don't mess with me.
Today is not our day to come. I'll fight anybody. I'll fight everybody.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Terps Esports. Live from College Park, my name is Lily and I'm excited to be back for another Valorant match on this rainy Thursday afternoon. Tonight, the Terps Valorant co-ed premier team is facing off against the UCF Knights. But before we get into the game, we have a very fun pre-show planned for you all tonight. If you've watched our streams before, you know that we like to start off every match with an interview with one of our players. But tonight, we have a more action-packed pre-show in mind. For more on that, I'll pass it off to Hayden.
Hey guys, my name is Hayden, aka Mars, and today I will be conducting this interview. But as Lily said, it's going to be kind of different from what we normally do. So I will be interviewing one of our team's players named Sind, and absolute phenomenal player. But we are going to be doing an interactive interview. So I'm going to be in a skirmish with him, and I'm just going to be asking him questions, but the idea is that we're just going to be 1v1ing for a little bit and just kind of having a little talk time with each other.
As I mentioned, the Terps are taking on the UCF Knights from Orlando, Florida as part of the Play vs. Premier League. Last week, we saw the Terps kick off the Play vs. season with a strong 2-0 win against Rowan Gold. They start off the season on a strong 2 wins and 0 losses. So let's hope they keep it going in tonight's match.
We're loading into the skirmish right now. Kind of nervous because, I mean, Sin's a great player, and I believe Sin's on the other line right now. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So, you ready to get embarrassed before before your match starts?
You're pretty solid. You're a diamond player. So I'm not.
I mean,
I can't get too.
I'm just trying to get back up to Ascendant, so you know how it is.
What am I buying? So they're normal.
All right, let's get this rolling. Bang! 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 So I just want to ask you one question. So whenever you're skirmish is all about the 1v1s. So whenever you're in a 1v1 with I guess somebody else in a match, or like what's your thought process? Like how do you, like, let's say you're in a clutch scenario and spikes planted. Man, get off that wall.
Clutch scenario?
Yeah, clutch scenario, spikes planted. How do you take your 1v1s?
Ooh. It kind of depends. If I have utility, what angles I'm sort of expecting people to be on. If I'm in like a really low number situation, if I'm in like a 1v3, sometimes you just have to take as many fights as soon as you can. Just try to position yourself well, isolate angles. But you know, if you have teammates or if you have a little bit of utility, then that can change things a lot.
That's a great. You're almost.
Whoa.
There we go. There we go. You know, I really like that answer because I know, like, 1v1 scenarios are kind of like a really.
You try to avoid them.
Yeah, you always try to avoid them, but like sometimes they're like you have to have them.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
142.
you shoulda had me.
Yikes.
I kind of got away with murder there. All right.
So as an initiator, like what do you prioritize?
Definitely trying to relay information to my team. Keep things moving in the comms. Keep my IGL updated with how the map is looking. Trying to sometimes contribute to game plans if I have like certain reads or feel like I have some insight into a round. Setting up my duelists, looking for ways to take fights in an advantageous way instead of just sort of face checking things. So it's definitely one of the more. I mean, all of Valorant is very like game plan heavy, but Initiator in particular tends to be pretty utility focused.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be really careful about like, you know, where, I mean, especially with the recent nerfs too.
Yeah.
With the cooldowns and everything.
Yeah, the cooldown changes are pretty big to the flow of the game. But for people who don't know, recently there were changes that increased the cooldowns on a lot of abilities that prevents you from using them as often. So that's been a pretty big change to adapt to.
I gotcha. Well, thanks for playing the skirmish. And my last question is, you know, was that a good enough warm up for you?
Yeah. that was nice. You had a couple good shots on me in the beginning, but
yeah, it's not my usual setup.
I got going a little bit.
Well, thanks a lot for joining us on this little fun event, and good luck in tonight's match.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Hayden and Sin, very much for a very fun and a little different pre-show for you guys tonight. But to see how this match will end, be sure to tune right back in after a brief commercial break.
Hi, my name is Teddy Zielkowski. I am a 2022 graduate at the University of Maryland with a degree of Bachelor's of Landscape Architecture, and right now I am a Terps Rocket League coach. Yeah, I think one of the biggest factors of why they invited me to be the coach for the Rocket League team was that I played a lot, and I was actually like the Rocket League president of the club. I played for the collegiate team before Terps Esports was a program. So I was a huge person in this community for Rocket League. So they really wanted someone who was kind of like a cornerstone that built this community to come back and be the coach. The most important thing about my role would be just getting to know all the different players on the team. Everyone has different lifestyles, they have different play styles, so you really got to just get to know every single person so that you can help kind of connect them all together so they can play well on and off the pitch. My favorite part would just be seeing their improvements throughout the entire season. I mean, you start out and everyone's a bit awkward, everyone's kind of shy as well, and I think by the end of the season, like now, we play together, everyone kind of jokes around a little bit more and kind of shines their natural ray, so it's really fun just seeing, and they're also just getting better at the game too, so we're excited just to see them play better as well. I like the program, I like the direction it's going. There's obviously so much more work to do and figuring everything out, but I really like the direction we're going, and I think just the more time that we're working to grow the program, the more we're going to learn how to just be better as a program. I think one of the things that I really want to keep improving upon for like Terps Esports is just building a bigger community for all the games. So the Rocket League community has a really big community over in the club side. So it was really nice to see more people just like bonding together. People are just, instead of just seeing as like practices as being like a forced mandatory thing, people are like reaching out to each other and like they really want to play proactively with each other, and they're becoming friends as well. So it's not even like a team and we're just teammates and that's it, but it's more like we're staying up till like 2-3 a.m. playing because we're having fun playing, and that's also helping them get better as well. So it like increases their like chemistry together and like just playing together as well, and they can handle losses better when they're a team and they're friends. So that's like a really good part about just building this community. I think one of the biggest things is just creating like a welcoming space for like beginners, and just like having it just be really welcoming, all skill levels included. That's something that we can try and do, and just create more diversity in the esports scene, just have more opportunities for other people to come, and maybe they're prodigies at a certain game or something. So when more people are playing the game and just creating more noise, then it's awesome for more people to just keep coming. It's almost like a trend. And I think by the end of the season, like now, we play together, everyone kind of jokes around a little bit more and kind of shines their natural ray. We're excited just to see them play better as well.
With the middle school program, the best part has been seeing the moments of teamwork where the middle schoolers really seem to get the game, and so that's when you can see they're starting to get a little bit hooked on how esports can be so fun.
Off game, or will Red turn things around?
And I think by the end of the season, like now, we play together, everyone kind of jokes around a little bit more and kind of shines their natural ray. We're excited just to see them play better as well.
With the middle school program, the best part has been seeing the moments of teamwork where the middle schoolers really seem to get the game, and so that's when you can see they're starting to get a little bit hooked on how esports can be so fun.
Off game, or will Red turn things around?
They actually think they can plant the spike.
Nobody escapes. But don't try.
What did I say? Don't mess with me.
Today is not our day to come. I'll fight anybody. I'll fight everybody.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the stream, and thank you, Hayden, for a very entertaining pre-show. How was it?
It had its ups and downs, but I got like 3 kills, so I'll take that. I mean, it's good to like actually play against one of these players and kind of experience how much they've trained and how good they are at the game. Totally beats me though, but if I was on my home setup, it might be a different story, but
No, I know what you mean though, like, because I've participated in internals for Terps Esports before, which is, if you're new to the program, basically a league where a whole mesh of competitors from different teams, GC Valorant, co-ed Premier and Academy Valorant, just all come together. Even, staff, Terps Esports staff come together and compete in just a mix-up of Valorant teams against one another, and it is such a fun semester-long season. But even in competing in something like that, I'm like, man, these guys are no joke. Like, they have the hours in the game to show for it, and it's very apparent, I'm sure, if you're in a 1v1 with one of them, that they have spent a lot of time.
It's kind of nerve-wracking too, because I'm like, you're like, whenever you're in 1v1 situations, no matter if you're playing in comp or whatever, it's still like, oh, I gotta kill this person. And this person happened to be one of the players in Terps Esports, so it's like there's a big deal going on. But it was still a very fun experience. Moving on to tonight's match, we have the first two maps. The third is still to be determined, but the first map we're going to be playing is on Pearl. Very good. I love Pearl.
See, hot take, I think, at least. Because, Pearl, hey, it's good if you want to use an operator. It's good if, you want to sit in mid with a judge. Like, there's certain plays that work really, really well on the map. And it's a matter of who can abuse those plays the best, I think, will be the winner of this match. But I do want to mention, before we head any further into the game, we have Yex playing from his home setup tonight for map number 1. And from map 2 and 3, if we go there, we'll have Cloud subbing in for him. So Cloud is in the studio today. Yex will be playing from home from the first map. But also make sure, everyone, to wish Yex a happy early birthday. His birthday is tomorrow. So make sure you guys send some birthday wishes his way. But we will happily welcome Cloud to the studio, who we don't get to see in the studio too often, in for map number 2.
Yeah, and on that note, map number 2 will be Bind. And the Terps do love Bind. That will be their map pick for the evening. But focusing on Pearl, I feel like Pearl kind of has a standard comp where, you have an Astra, sometimes you have a Jet or Waylay. Usually Waylay, especially with how the agent meta is nowadays, you typically get a Waylay, but the Jet is still so viable on Pearl, like you were saying, just because of the operator.
For sure, and Waylay has been a common pick amongst the Terps here as their duelist pick. That's a role that Yex likes to fill a lot, and it's an interesting pick. I feel like a lot of teams will revert back to their Jet, their Raze, like comfort duelists who have been in the game since launch. But this Waylay action, sometimes we see even a Yoru come into play. These are things that the Terps have kind of an edge against the other teams in some of these cases. So it depends if UCF is going to come out with, some comps to kind of give us a run for our money or not. Or tonight, without Yex for map 2 and 3, I don't know if we're going to be running our traditional agent pools or not. I did overhear Arjun say, hey, we're going to go with our traditional map picks here. I know we have a sub coming in for maps 2 and 3, but we train as a team, we practice as a team, subs included. Let's keep it to our normal map picks. So I think kind of the vibe coming into this match is going to be, let's pretend like nothing at all has changed with the roster.
Yeah, this team definitely, like you said, includes a lot of their subs. So all the subs will have plenty of experience with playing with each other and just having good chemistry overall. And Cloud's been in the studio quite often in the past, so it's not anything new to him. So I have some high expectations for him tonight. I'm sure he's going to do great. So, but looking at their composition that they normally play, we never really see Astra played with this team at all. So, and Astra's a pretty big agent on Pearl. So what are we thinking? What will ZK1 pick?
ZK1, I'm reverting to last week where he told me verbatim that he only plays, I believe it was Cloud and Omen. There was one other, sorry, not Cloud. Clove. Beg your pardon. Yeah, Clove. Clove. Because we saw him play Clove in the last match last week, and he picked Clove for, I believe, more than one of the maps that they ended up playing that night. So he actually did really well on Clove. And
he was nasty with
yeah,
Clove.
so I would like to kind of see him play Clove. I don't see why not. I know that Clove is not an agent that's particularly favored on larger maps because you do have to kind of near towards certain sites in order to be in range to smoke them. But he's just so good on Clove that I kind of don't want to suggest that he plays anything else, even if that is an Asher who on paper has a better smoke kit for this map.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you too. Like, you know, if you have Yax on the Duelist, on the Waylay or Jet, and then you have ZK1 backing up as maybe kind of like a bridge between Duelist and Controller, that's still a pretty attack-sided heavy team anyway, and it's a lot more versatile. The only problem is with defense.
Yeah, defense is a struggle on this map in general, and it all comes down to how your smokes and your sentinel player are doing for the most part, you know, especially when you think about places like B long. I know sometimes retake into A can be kind of chaotic if you're in a post plant scenario. Those are situations where the team has to really rely on the smokes that they have available, both immediately when they have their full util kit available, but also how well their players have been able to preserve their utility to set them up well in post-plant scenarios. So those are all things that, you know, Cloud has to consider, particularly. Also Moose, who is their Sentinel player, who is very comfortable on this map. I would almost like to see him play Cypher. I don't really think we've seen him play too much Cypher as of recent, but I know that is a comfort agent for him. I know this map is not particularly a big map that people play Cypher on, just because
I mean, it could work. There's a few setups that you can do with it, but like Cypher and KJ, like if you're good with one, just pick that one.
Yeah, KJ, speaking of KJ, is one of my favorite agents, and I really hope she gets some airtime here with our Terps Premier team. But sorry to delay things a little bit more, but we have received word that our opposing team is just working through some technical difficulties. So please bear with us. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break and hopefully jump right into map number 1.
My name is Subin Kim, my in-game name is Carrots, and I'm the controller of this team.
My name is Hannah, my IGN is Tuxedo Sam, and I play Sentinel for the team.
My name is Sima, my in-game name is Care Bear, and I'm a Flex.
My name is Megan, my IGN is Giraffe, and I'm an Initiator.
My name is Sophia, my IGN is Soap, and I'm an Initiator.
Hi everyone, I'm Ayush, my in-game name is Dulcexo, and I'm the coach.
For me, I think it was just really interesting to see like our names on like social media and like on a website. I'm just like, whoa, my name is on a website but so I think that was like the number one thing that kind of like just it brought the realization of like what kind of team I'm in, like what kind of position I'm in.
Meeting them. It's like hard to make a woman and non-binary friends in Valorant, so it's just really nice that we have like a team specifically for that.
The studio.
Yeah.
Oh, the studio. Oh, I didn't even know that existed. I didn't know that existed until like remember like when we first talked about the studio, I was like, what's that? When I first went to the room, I was like, oh, there's cameras and lighting. I'm just like, that's
nice computer.
Nice computer. So true.
Winning.
Yeah.
Winning. Oh, so true. Dalingo winning.
Getting into that.
Yeah. That.
Yeah, I feel like
was pretty cool.
Hey. I would say supportive is definitely like Dusty and Rachel. Those two, just like making sure we had scrims down, making sure we had practice schedules down, like Dusty making sure like to pick out what we did wrong, just like, you know, helping us improve. I think definitely.
Yeah, Dusty's a very present coach. So
very.
It's like he's really reliable and helped us through the whole season.
Thanks, team.
Yeah, you'd even like schedule things for us,
like organize all the schedules,
help us map bands and like talk to them
yeah.
if like realize if one of them was like unranked or something. Breaking a rule.
Making teams forfeit.
Maybe we don't talk about that last part.
I would also say like our fans in chat, like on
Oh,
stream.
true.
So it was nice knowing.
W
people
chat.
watching us.
And the haters.
Oh yeah.
Improve in the higher division.
Yeah, it is definitely more challenging because we're in a higher division now. But I think we could, like, with our coordination, I definitely think we could. We need to bring home another one of these.
It feels great.
Yeah.
You guys know this is the first title that Terps Esports has won.
Wait, seriously?
And by
Really?
women.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously? Oh,
First down.
cool.
I like playing Valorant.
Have an excuse to play games.
True, that's true. That's good.
For me, I joined because, well, like I've always wanted to be on a women's team, especially like since I got to UMD, and me and Dusty had always like tried to make teams work every semester, and this was the first time it actually did work and stuck, and the people who tried out like were committed. So I guess I've always just wanted to be on a women's team to like connect more to that community.
To make friends.
So I had that gap, without a team for a while, and then I saw the form, and I was like, I really want to try this. This sounds fun. And then, yeah, I play Valorant too much. First of all, I did not imagine me being IGL when I first started, because I am, outside of my Lilac team, I am known as the no-brain, only aim chamber in comp. So I did not imagine myself being IGL. But I think there were some difficulties in the beginning because no one, I wasn't used to giving out comms. I was just very confused. But I think now it's just the amount of trust that my teammates give me when I give out comms and the amount of coordination that we have. I just love being IGLing because I trust that things will work out.
I'm Greg, also known as Sind, and I'm an initiator player for the Valorant Premier team.
I'm Kazu, and I go by NJV, and I'm the coach for the team.
I'm Richard, and I go by Pickle Richard, and I'm the duelist player.
Pretty fun. I definitely liked all the guys I was playing with. It's fun to get in the server with them. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a challenge balancing it with other things, but
yeah,
it's definitely something that I enjoy doing a lot.
Yeah, making all the friends that we made through this team, so it really makes me happy. So it's really awesome that we did this.
Yeah, I think I had really fun times on this team. I played well every single game.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. I think my favorite moment was map 5. I think that was a really fun match.
The grand finals.
Yeah,
yeah,
that
the
was
grand
fun.
final. Yeah.
Remember what map it was?
I don't remember that.
Oh, it was Sunset. Yeah,
Sunset.
Yeah.
And you played Rays.
Yeah, I played Rays.
Yeah, no, that map was really intense. It was super, super hard. The pressure was definitely on. It was super late at night. It was midnight or something.
It was very late. It was
1 a.m. or
my favorite moment was probably the first match of the season.
Oh yeah.
First time in the studio together.
Oh, in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. It
That
was
fun.
fun seeing all the Academy boys in the studio. So that was sick. Yeah.
My personal goal is I think I'm gonna try to hit Radiant this season.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely to win Big Ten right now, and then place top 8 in CVAL. That's our goal.
Top 8 CVAL.
Yeah.
Big Ten is definitely the thing I'm most interested in seeing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not flying out, but hopefully, or the boys do well over
Hopefully
it.
we win.
Where is it? OSU? Ohio State?
Yeah, Ohio.
Ohio.
I promise at least second place.
At least second place? I think we can win it.
I think we can win it too.
I think we can.
We gotta
win
be
Big Ten.
humble.
Everyone, we just we can't get complacent.
Can't get complacent. Never that.
That's a good one.
Go ahead.
Honestly, like unironically, I think Kazu is a very fun person to have in the program as like an emotional leader. Even though he doesn't always, sometimes things can get a little disorganized with Kazu at the helm.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
For as much flack as we give him for being terrible at the game, he's actually.
Yeah, if you watch our
He's
games
actually a very
while I play, you'll be surprised. Like, I hear House is guy my coach a lot.
Yeah.
Like, a weird amount of time.
But I think Kazu's a great addition for him. I love that.
Yeah, I love
He's
how
great.
You love Valorant.
he's very wholesome.
He is very awesome.
Yeah,
And
Radiant, remember that.
I'm ready to remember that.
Yeah, and his timeouts have improved a lot too. As someone who's seen him coach over the last like 2.5 years.
Yeah, I coached
your
him
old
for a while.
timeouts were.
Yeah, that was when I was
great.
a little baby boy coach.
Yeah, but now he's improved a lot.
Yeah.
I really like having him as a coach.
Thank you, Gregory. Wow, this is great. You do this more often.
That's the most praise you've ever heard.
He got an ego boost for free today.
That was awesome.
Hey guys, welcome back. We apologize for the slight delay. The other team has joined in now, so we're gonna hopefully start pretty soon. Again, the first map will be Pearl, second map will be Bind, and we still don't have information on the third map,
No,
unfortunately.
We'll get there when we get there, but here we are finally into this game. And
ZK1's on Astra.
Wait a minute. Moose has locked Yoru. Can we talk about that? Moose is not a duelist player. So we have 2 crazy picks so far. Wait, this is insane. Because ZK1 never ever plays Astra, like we mentioned. You know, he likes to stray far away from that agent. Moose is a Sentinel player for this team. And he is on Yoru.
He's on the most, like, offensive-sided agent. Like, how can you do that?
We're going to have to see. He is a good enough player that I have a feeling it's going to work out for him, hopefully. Just he's going to get so much confidence being on that Yoru pick. He's just going to charge into everybody else. And we also do have Yex on the Waylay, so those two in combination might just be a storm cooking, especially once they transition to the attack side.
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree. And I mean, I'm a very avid Astra lover. I love it when teams play Astra. I think it's really cool. Astra has a really unique kit, and I just like that she's space themed too.
Yeah.
That's always one of the good things. But I mean, ZK1's a phenomenal player, and like you can't really like over or understate that he's phenomenal. So I'm just kind of interested to see how he's gonna adapt from his usual aggressive Clove play style to an Astra, where you kind of like lay back and you just kind of get a lay of the land and stuff.
Aggression off the bat from Yex on that Waylay pick. He's going to hold that deep angle up into A main. Meanwhile, there is this just immediate attack in from Art. Moose is able to handle that with no problem at all. This is going to be an A hit from UCF, but they've worked their way in from Art. They've catched all the Terps lacking in main here. Terps have given up sight completely and kind of funneled this push into Art.
But it's a really good position for the Terps, though, because then if UCF did commit to A, they would have had a perfect pinch just for a retake.
And now look at where Jinho's set up in prime position with a oh my goodness, chamber pocket guardian there. Oh, I'm at a loss for words. Like you said, I didn't see the big play call from up above, but it looks like that was calculated.
Yeah, I mean, Moose getting that first kill, I believe it was out through Art, but just all the Terps kind of stacking up. They knew that nobody was. Well, I think they had information that one was a main from Yex pushing out and seeing the Tejo drone, but it's just one. When you have an entire team of people flooding through Art, what better than just to play it in main? And Moose already up here for a very aggressive push
And
with the Outlaw.
Pays out so well for him off the bat. He has 2 of his teammates to back him up, or at least he did. They seem to kind of back off for the moment here. Yex by his side still with an Outlaw in hand, looking for more picks. Jinho's able to get one on the other side of this map, and Moose able to get final one more pick. The Terps have been so aggressive.
Yeah, and Yex down to 25, but that regen shield is going to give him a little bit more of a boost. And Ash is going to try to play this slow. Maybe try not to give to, or try to find a cheeky kill so that they can farm their, just an ult orb or 2. But Yex is already watching, waiting for it to happen.
Man, this is a really tough position for the Astra to be in with a classic. You just kind of have to get as many picks as you can here and be happy with that. Like you said, Yex watched that angle, now knows exactly where the Astra is positioned, down to 1 HP. The Terps able to clean that round up, no problem at all, and hang on to 4 out of their 5 purchased weapons.
Yeah, I mean, having the Outlaw, especially going into this next round, is so good, because even if you buy a little bit, and you want to buy in the second round after you save, you're not gonna have enough money to completely full buy. So there's gonna be a chance that you might have to buy light shields. That's where the Outlaw really shines, because it doesn't care if you have light shields or anything. A body shot is basically still an op shot.
They're using their guns that they're purchasing so well, and also the guns that come with their utility. If you're Jinho, he's using his chamber utility so well so far. And
this is gonna be a big fight.
Yeah, Sin peeks out into mid. They're completely flashed. The Terps get 3 picks and manage to only lose 1 life in the process. Still, UFC is able to hold on to this bomb still, and they're backing up. And they're backing up. They're being really patient. They're actually going to kind of creep towards this A site where there's no Terps defenders right now.
Yeah, Moose is going to be watching down that B long with that with the Outlaw, sorry. But I mean, they have the Terps have link control, so any kind of information is kind of crucial here. But UCF is looking to play pretty aggressive, maybe to try to get a pick or something, and Yex might be the first person to spot one of them, to spot the Teo here. This could be crucial, because if Yex dies, he has to give up a lot of map space. But no, the Tejo is not going to push that. He's going to back off.
And with only 30 seconds left, that's so much valuable information that Yex got. And he's being patient and not taking that fight, which I really like, because look at Moose's positioning. He's getting up right behind where these 2 UCF players are hanging out with the bomb. Only 10 seconds left. They are going to catch them in a pickle here if Moose decides to push up.
Yeah, Moose does upgrade his gun from the Outlaw, I guess to a Vandal, but Yex gets taken down. Trade on the other side by Moose, and that's gonna have to be a save for UCF. Terps up 3-0 on Pearl on defense too. That's a really good start to this map.
It's an amazing start, and they haven't played like a defensive team, if that makes sense. They've played like they're on the attack here, and they've been absolutely just overwhelming any sort of a hint of a site execute that they're getting a taste of, and it's been working out beautifully for them.
Yeah, they do have Moose's ult here, and it's going to be kind of a weird gamble stack for the Terps, but Jinho can't use his TP and gets caught.
Oh, poor Jinho there, just getting caught in a really unfortunate time. But it's all hands on deck on this B site. The Waylay dash, and Moose still is holding on to this site with all of his might. Does get traded out. Eventually, bomb comes down for UCF, and now the Terps have a retake planned.
That's 2 guns towards UCF, 1 Vandal, and I'm assuming they picked up the Outlaw too. They still have the 1 gun that Tejo saved from last round, but Yak's still here with an Outlaw, trying to get a little bit of space for him and his team to retake here. It's going to be a really interesting retake.
And the Terps have found their way onto this site. Yex does die. ZK1 is there for his trade, working up into elbow. They have smoked themselves to give themselves some room here, but UCF is just waiting for a hint to come through. ZK1 is not going to give it to them. Finding 2 picks to seal the round. Oh my goodness, ZK1. What an absolute masterclass of a clutch there for him.
Yeah, and I mean, there's just still so much time in the round, too, to get that full defuse off. That's, wow, he's phenomenal.
And he's not at all hesitating on this Astra pick. This is not his comfort agent. He's not particularly happy to be on Astra right now, but he's not showing it at all.
Yeah, I mean, he seems very, very comfortable in this Astra pick. Ult's still kind of the same. Terps still holding on to Moose's ult here. But UCF has 2 very powerful ults that they can use, so the Terps got to be very careful about this. UCF running a split. X might get caught here, but no. Takes the smart way out and TPs.
Sind and EX both have information that there's early pushes coming through on each site. With that information, the Terps have kind of chosen to hold down the sites for the most part, with the exception of this mid presence that some of the players have opted to take here. But it leaves A completely neglected for the most part. If UCF wants to just march onto the site, they're going to have it, with the exception of ZK1 from Art.
Yeah, I think they're starting to realize where they are. I mean, when Yex pushed a main, he didn't see anybody who was smoked off, and now they're going to have a full site for free. So it's going to be a 5v5 retake. The Cosmic Divide from UCF is invested here.
Yeah, bomb comes down. Terps have a full retake in order. They have the Yoru ultimate to use, and they're going to go ahead and trigger it early on as they lose Jinho in the process of this retake. Yex comes dashing onto site and gets caught dead in the process. Dwindles down to 2 Terps alive. Moose is one of them, manages to get an early pick in this retake, but with 4 players ahead of him, it's a tall task, and UCF will get on the leaderboard.
Yeah, making this 4-1 here. And, I mean, well, okay, so Terps still have a decent economy. That one loss isn't going to really affect them that much. They actually should be pretty rich right now. Yex now has his ult, and Whaley's ult is, I love it. Whaley's ult is so powerful. Have you ever tried the Whaley Teho ult combo?
It's just insane. It's borderline abuse in this game.
I've been able to pull it off once, and that was on Abyss. I was playing, and I had talked to Teho, like, hey, ult here.
Yeah, it's an insane combination if you're able to pull it off. Not sure if it's in the cards here tonight, but hopefully maybe eventually we'll get to see something fun like that. We did see them use their utility really well last week with Sky Flashes.
Yeah, especially on the split too.
For sure. So I hope we get to see, some of those type of plays again, those really calculated utility coordinated pieces. But for now, it looks like the Terps are just holding their ground, which is kind of uncharacteristic from them. They've been really patient, which is seems to be out of the ordinary from what we've seen of them just coming down absolutely guns blazing towards the opposing team. But a bit of a breather here in this round.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a detriment. UCF might go towards A site here, but the Terps don't have that control over Link. And Yex on site with Moose and A main. Moose might be able to catch a Teho, but UCF doesn't have Spike. The Spike's still sitting close to their spawn.
And that honestly just seems like a mistake because they were able to overwhelm this A site if they so chose to, but instead it's going to be a B hit. With them being able to clear out Jinho, they have a lot more better control of the site. They do have to worry about ZK1 up into heaven though. Throw a molly his way. It's not going to stop him from holding his ground up there. Peeking out of heaven, finds a pick and make that 2 for ZK1. Bomb able to be planted regardless. He's going to use that Astra ultimate from the looks of it to help his team out with the retake here. Yex battling it out here from mid. Is able to get 1 pick to go his way. Dwindles it down to just 1 UCF Knight here. And we're going to see the Whaley ultimate actually come out and
oh no, Yex
completely not go as planned. But Moose is able to handle it regardless. And again, just what a round from ZK1. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, it's phenomenal that, again, he just looks so comfortable and so, like, he seems like he fits that agent very well. And, you know, the two ults invested in that round, I mean, the Terps kind of need something to get back and boost a little more momentum if they really want to take this first match, you know, coming back from that one loss. But UCF has four ults. It does not look good.
Yeah, and those ults can really hurt if they use them correctly, to say the absolute least. And you know, we're gonna hopefully start to see that being used. They're down 4 rounds. They've got to start using those ultimates. They've got to find their way back into this game, because right now the Terps look like they are in the driver's seat.
Yeah, it might be a very chaotic and expensive round for UCF here if they really want to take this round. I don't know what their economy is like, but I mean, given the fact that they're 5-1, it shouldn't be anything crazy. So if they have any chance to win this round, they might invest at least 2, maybe 3 ults here.
Oh, Moose just being really patient, actually going to give up the high ground and just push with the Yoru. TP is able to get back to safety and leave Jinho there to fight. And ZK1 is creeping onto site, nearly got an insane flick there, but the Terps are losing players here. Their numbers down heading into this retake. It looks like they completely know where Moose is positioned on the other side of the smoke. Sin going to try and creep in from mid here and work alongside to maybe put up a bit of distraction to give Moose some more time. Works out beautifully to start off with. Yex is still alive and has a good bit of utility to work with if he so chooses. They're going to have to dodge the Waylay ultimate with Moose getting picked off. Yex soon to follow. It just leaves Sin to wait out this Waylay ultimate and try and get picks to go his way.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be a save for Sin. But again, ZK1 being very aggressive on the Astra. It looks like he just wants all the smoke tonight.
Yeah, he is playing with an insane level of confidence, and he nearly got that flick. That would have been crazy.
That would have been a nasty hospital flick. And
you know, he's 6-4, so it's a great record. A lot of the other Terps are matching at a great record, with Moose top fragging at 9-4 on that Yoru pick. So
yeah, let's talk about Moose, because this is not his usual role. I mean, he's making pretty good use out of the Yoru utility, and Yoru's, I mean, has like one of the highest skill ceilings in the game, and if you don't know how to play him, it's kind of useless. But Moose definitely knows how to play him. You know, I highly expect some scrims with Moose on the Yoru, and unfortunately he does get taken down again with that aggressive push out into A main. He had the Sheriff, but wasn't able to capitalize that. Yex still in danger from the Prowler, but Jinho gets a trade.
Man, Jinho with those chamber guns. This time it's his ultimate, and he still is able to hold on to that weapon and reposition for this push that's looked like it was going to come through into mid, but it looks like UCF might just back up here and decide to take A through Art. And it kind of looks like the Terps are one step ahead of the game. Look at how Jinho's repositioning.
Yeah, there is going to be another smoke off of Jinho, but if he feels like he might go for this Waylay.
Oh, through the smoke! And he just is forced to no-scope, and it just does not work out for him. He does lose his ultimate there, and now the Terps do have less than ideal guns. I believe ZK1 has, yeah, like a Bucky to work with here, so he's going to be forced into a close quarters fight into Elbow, where looks like the UCF Knights are waiting to just plant this bomb.
Looks like they're going to push in. He gets one.
Oh, and he's just trying to get some HP down. At least it comes out with another kill, but he's the last Terp alive, only 20 HP left, and a whole host of utility to work against. We've seen him do crazier things, but this would be an insane round win for ZK1 if he's able to pull it off. Able to pick up a Vandal, so looking a little bit more favorable in that respect. He's got to win this first fight here, just kind of weaving his way around this pillar, trying to clear every angle as precisely as possible. Time not in his side. He's able to wallbang, do a little bit of damage, but he's not able to quite walk away from that one.
I mean, it's a really dangerous scenario for him anyway, because, I mean, the KJ turret was posing such a threat. If he decided to peek out of halls even a little bit, he would have taken massive damage, but he was already low. And I mean, really good try there. That was still 2 off of the board from UCF with a Bucky. I mean, man, like, you have to fear an Astra with a Bucky.
Yeah, just sitting in elbow, waiting, like, it's full confidence, playing probably like some of the best Valorant I've ever seen ZK1 play, honestly. And yeah, he is just on fire tonight. But meanwhile, the Terps are kind of losing their lead that they've worked up a little bit. They only have a 2-round advantage going for them, and they're going to have to hold down this A side if they want to keep it that way. Right now, Jinho's in Doghouse just trying to get some picks to go his way. 2 Terps die. Moose is the equalizer, uses that Yoru ultimate to get some information here on the site. Knows that the Fade is sitting on site, is able to get some information up into main, calming all of that to his teammates as they're able to help support him here. But the ultimates are in store for UCF, and it makes it really easy to pick off Yex there on the site. Moose and Sin still trying to work together here to gain any inch that they can. They still have a bomb to defuse. Time is ticking down. Able to fake the bomb defuse. Sin dies. Moose is the only one left here. Gets the first pick. Has 2 to go and a bomb still. Taps it once again, but has so much Asher utility to work through.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very steep mountain playing against UCF because they have so much post-plant utility to work with. I mean, they have KJ, Astra, Tejo. It's insane. And we do have a timeout. I'm assuming it's on the UMD side, which would be a it's a pretty good timeout. I mean, this kind of stops some momentum from UCF and just kind of gives Terps a little bit of time to think and recoup their thoughts and figure out what do we do right in the first couple rounds? How do we get that very big round differential, and what can we do better now?
Yeah, and I like this timeout. Like you said, they're ahead here. This is not a desperation timeout by any means. They're not sitting in this timeout saying, okay, like, how can we crawl back and somehow work out a win here? They're sitting here saying, no, like, we're in the driver's seat. We got this. We have proven to ourselves that we are capable of winning these rounds individually. Like you said, what went right in the first couple of rounds to make that go so easily for them, and what hasn't gone so right in these last couple of rounds? To me, it looks like possibly it's a issue with retakes, because retakes are always kind of challenging on this map, particularly on B site. B site is a very difficult side of this map to retake, so I think those are some of the conversations that have to be going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's Pearl again, like we were talking about. It's a pretty defensive-sided map because, you know, if you're trying to control mid space, if you're trying to control both A and B, you can't do everything at the same time. And surprise, you get run down by 5 people. Like, it's a 1v5 in most of the areas. So the Terps have to play kind of spread out, and they are doing that, but they're taking a little bit of a gamble stack towards B. It doesn't look like it's going to work out in the first part of this round, but UCF still have no information on where they are, so they might just continue to default. The Tejo drone's not going to spot anything, but that's at least A main clear. Moose is up here, and B main not able to capitalize on a kill.
Man, Moose was just not expecting to see anyone there, and I don't blame him. UCF being very, very quiet, holding their cards very close to their chest, and it's going to remain that way because this Waylay is trying to be loud, trying to cause a scene here on this B site. It's drawn all 4 of the remaining Terps' attention that way, and now suddenly UCF has just a completely free A site that they're going to take full advantage of here.
Yeah, and the Terps realized that really quickly when it was just the Waylay that left site. They realized they had the entirety of A site uncovered, and they don't have good guns to retake with this. Yex only has a Marshall to work with, so it's going to be a very tough retake if they try to do anything. Maybe this might be a die by spike scenario.
Ah, yes, the glitch pop Marshall. I mean, the glitch pop Sovereign Marshall, my favorite skin. But the Terps still trying to just cause a little bit of scene on this site, get some attention their way, trying to get a pick or two. They know that this round is probably not winnable for them. They're just trying to take as many people down as they possibly can with them. ZK1 just with a Sheriff is able to take at least one down, avoid a flawless, and is going to die to the spike. Or a player.
The Tejo does get caught by the spike again, and it's just a really it's a really tough spot when you're down utility, you're down people, you're down weapons, especially too. I mean, like UCF, when they get on the site, they have a really strong retake, so the Terps kind of have to be a little more proactive with how much space are we giving, where can they funnel through after they plant the spike. Like the first round, they had to funnel back through Art because they had the entirety of A main.
Be right back. 2 more rounds left on the defensive side for the Terps. They're going to try to end up on top here. Yex gets 2 beauties to start off this round. Oh my goodness. That is going to make A look really unattractive for the rest of the UCF Knights, and they're going to trickle in towards B right in the crosshair of ZK1, hopefully.
Yeah, there's a massive punch in the face, and they're kind of going back to what they started doing in the first few rounds, where being aggressive in that A main, putting the 2 duelists there with both Yex and Moose, and ZK1 still here to hold site, but most of the Terps are also on B site, but it looks like it's not really going to be for anything, and now they have to kind of split up a little bit because of how much map space they've given up.
And they're being pretty patient here on the defensive side of things. Although they are numbers up, they're waiting for UCF to show themselves before they over-rotate, which is a really smart play call. It does look like the bomb is going towards this A site. Tejo drone will kind of ring the alarm bells for at least Moose, who's able to hear it. 30 seconds left. This will have to be an A execute, and Moose is the only one really in position to take a fight there.
Yeah, Moose has a very good off angle.
Oh, and he just sprays, cannot quite connect with the kill there. And there is a Waylay ultimate used for Yex, but 2 of the Terps make that 3 Terps dead in the process, despite that ultimate in order for them. Bomb is planted. Both of the Terps are pushed up to flowers here. I don't think that the UCF Knights really know their positioning. They're looking behind them, so they're going to use that KJ ultimate to try and buy themselves more time. Sind being very risky here, playing into this ultimate. ZK1's going to use his Astra ultimate too. We're nearing the end of half here, so all the ultimates are going to come into play. Terps have got to get on this bomb. They've got to do it quickly. They have so much post-plant utility to get through. Sin pushes through here, finds a pick. ZK1 meanwhile dies on sight. It's just Sin and a bomb that's ticking down beyond repair.
And an ace for the Tejo. Again, it's still such a strong post plant. Like, you have KJ Mollies, Astra Stars, Tejo missiles. I mean, it was still a good play by ZK1 to just try to cut noise and make sure that the UCF cannot hear when the spike goes. He was able to get to the spike halved, but unfortunately the Tejo missile just, you can't do anything. You can't sit on the spike for forever.
Last round before the half switch. 2 ultimates, both for the UCF Knights here. Again, we're seeing this early aggression out of A main. This time it doesn't net any kills, and it does look like it's going to be more of a B push. ZK1's about to be completely overwhelmed here inside the smoke. Pulls out the shorty. He manages to get a kill and escape with his life. This is an ideal situation for ZK1 based on how that round looked like it was going to start.
How does he do that?
Meanwhile, Sind able to get a kill as well, so the Terps are comfortably numbers up, but they still have to work their way here onto this bomb site. They're waiting for their teammates to regroup here just on the other side of these doorways before completely flooding in. They're going to use some utility, use some flashes. Yex works his way up into elbow. Moose gets the pick, and it is just all going right here in this final defensive round. So it'll be 6-6 heading into the half switch.
Beautiful flawless by the Terps, and it looked like they just, like, the retakes just started to finally click, but at the most unfortunate time too.
Yeah, it was a beautiful retake, beautiful. But like you said, it's the last defensive round, so hopefully they're gonna come out swinging on attack.
Yeah, I mean they have the team to do it. You have the Yord, you have the Waylay, you have the Chamber, all of which I consider duelists. I mean, right. Chamber is a good lurker, but he also can act as a duelist too, which I mean, Pearl in and of itself is still a very attack-sided heavy map, and you have an attack-sided heavy comp. So put 2 and 2 together. We'll see where it goes. But it looks like there's going to be a massive mid fight in the next few seconds.
Oh, and it is going to be a massive pistol fight in mid, like you mentioned. Trades come through 1 apiece for either side so far. Terps just trying to stay alive. Jinho gets a pick with the classic. Somehow it's 2-1 seconds.
But they're going to go right into the KJ.
Yeah, the KJ is patiently waiting. Jinho able to pick up a ghost. Sin has a ghost as well, and it's the KJ who gets both of them in the matter of seconds. Oh my goodness.
And you just can't be running with your knife out. The KJ's unknown. You just can't be doing that.
Yeah, it's a mistake that the Terps will pay for and learn from heading into the next attacking rounds, and they took that one really aggressively.
Yeah, I mean, they were really prepared for it because they won the mid fight. They got it down to a 2v1, but it's just like in those 2v1 scenarios, you just have to be really careful about where you're going, and you cannot have your knife out.
Yex trying to be really patient alongside 2 of his teammates, gain some traction up into mid, uses a smoke to help him out, potentially flood out onto B and overwhelm the waylay that's there. Jinho will actually be the one to do it for him. He's gonna look heaven and nearly finds a pick. Will be Moose to help him out there, and now the Terps are smooth sailing here on this B site.
They don't really have much guns to work with. Moose still rocking a bandit, and then Jinho has his pocket guardian. Never mind, he has an actual guardian.
Yeah, he's the actual guardian to use even better, and he's gonna have to use it right about now.
Oh, and he gets a collat and finishes up with a 4K.
Oh my goodness, where did that come from?
What did we just watch?
He looks so calm too.
How do you look calm? I'd be up in my chair screaming.
Oh my goodness. Just textbook chamber play from Jinho. I'm sure that makes you very happy as a chamber main.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so many of these Terps are just stepping up when they absolutely need to. We've seen ZK1 do it. We've seen Moose do it. Now we've seen Jinho do it. And whose turn will it be next?
I mean, it might be Jinho's again. He has the chamber operator already in the 3rd round. I mean, talk about an operator on 3rd round, just not an actual operator. You have your ult.
Yeah, he has been using that chamber ult really well so far. So hopefully it's going to be the same thing. Although, not sure if he's going to quite get a push to come his way. He's going to have to be aggressive with that chamber ultimate as his team is here on this A site already, and they're able to plant bomb and buy themselves a lot of time here. They're going to have to really fight to keep Art under control, and look at this, KJ's already worked their way onto the site. Sin cleans it up, no problem at all. Jinho able to help him out with that chamber ultimate, make that 2-fold for Jinho, and the Terps are completely in control yet again.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks like whenever they really aggressively fight for any kind of space, like they have the team comp to do it, and they hold that space. They get it. They win.
Hopefully we're going to see the Terps just gain a bit of a lead here. They worked up a substantial lead, and then they've lost it, and now it's kind of been a coin flip from there on out. So hopefully there's going to be more consistency coming their way. And just look at this leaderboard, man. Like, everyone is really doing their part here. Some early aggression from the side of UCF. Just Jinho is separated by the little bit of a corner there. ZK1 able to get first blood, and the Terps will come in storming on right behind him. Yex just charges onto this site with the rest of his team, although KJ's able to find a pick. Sid gets the trade. They have so much utility to work through. Moose is being really aggressive, trying to work his way up into Flowers. 3 Terps alive to 1 UCF Knight, and Sid will clean up that round. And like I said, just everyone is stepping up tonight.
Yeah, I mean, first it was, you know, it's Yex, it's Moose, it's Sin, it's Jinho. It's like, it's great to watch.
It is. It's great to watch. hopefully, once we get Cloud in here, you know, it'll be the same. Just this absolute team synergy that's going on. And, you know, the scoreboard wouldn't really show for it, but it's felt like a really, really one-sided map just because of the level of the confidence that the Terps are playing with tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Cloud has played with some of these players before, so I doubt it's going to be anything. It's not going to be anything new. He's probably been scrimming with them. You know, everybody's good friends here in the studio, and we'll just see what happens. But yeah, it's already very aggressive. Doesn't capitalize on the kill.
And Jinho does get picked off as well. ZK1 Sin able to do their part as Moose. They lose Moose on the site, 2v1, and the Fade able to take full advantage of the utility that their teammates use there. And the Terps have struggled to find themselves going on a run.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very chaotic round. And I feel like that's one of the moments where you say, you take a video of it and you caption, "This is Valorant." And you have abilities flying left and right. It's so, like, sometimes rounds can be so chaotic, but in those rounds, you just kind of have to find some kind of leeway, some kind of, like, peace and, like, control. A lot of times that doesn't really happen, but unfortunately for the Terps, the Tejo does kind of go on a run there.
Oh my goodness, Jinho knows that this Waylay is pushed up right on the other side of the smoke. Who will push it first? Jinho has the chamber utility to buy himself a little bit of more security in doing so. Meanwhile, the rest of his teammates going to trickle up through Art, and they will actually catch a lot of these UCF Knights just pushing up, and ZK1's going to use a smoke, and they're going to double back into mid. Does not look like the Terps are certain at all where they want to go. They're dodging a Fade ultimate in the process. They're neglecting Spike for now. They're focusing on picks by the looks of it.
Yeah, Tejo's going to delay them a bit, but the Astra ultimate comes out from ZK1. Trades go in and B-Link, and they realize that maybe B might not be the site to hit.
And they've invested an Astra ultimate there, but in contrast, they're investing a Yoru ultimate here on this B site. Yex just has some inkling that there's a player there, and it will be a Spidey senses that pay off for him. Meanwhile, Moose trying to clear out this B site, clears behind Flowers with ease there, and the Terps now finally can hopefully take a breather here and set up for post plant.
Jinho's going to catch this flank. Maybe this trip is going to go off. No, not in time.
Yeah, just awful timing there, but Moose able to make it work regardless.
Moose with the 4K.
Oh my goodness. Each of these players, man, I don't know what is in the air tonight, but
I mean, they have something going on for sure. And I mean, this isn't even their map pick either, and they just look very comfortable on it. Especially they look on really comfortable in the agents they just don't play usually.
Yeah, especially Moose. 21 to 11.
Wow.
21 to 11 on a role in an agent that he historically does not play with this team years. Moose has been on this premier team for years, and he has always been the Sentinel role. Will that change moving forward? I don't know. We have pretty convincing evidence.
I mean, he might be, filling for Yex since, again, if you didn't tune into us for the pre-show, Yex will only be playing map 1, and then Cloud will be subbing in for Yex. And Yex is the duelist here.
On the
Does
Waylay,
get taken down though.
Yeah, the Waylay dash just not quite working out for Yex, and Moose just trying to spam, do any damage he can. Instead, he will get spammed in turn. Meanwhile, Jinho, able to secure his trade, is aware that there's a player into dugout that ZK1 will take care of. And the Terps just have one more player left. It's going to cause ZK1 a lot of trouble, though. Sin trying to find a trade in his favor. Waylay ultimate used, but the Terps will remain in control and push this to 11 to 8.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, like maybe they're trying something different, having Moose run the duelist since their main duelist role isn't going to be playing the next 2 rounds.
Yeah, maybe that's going to be, because I kind of did wonder like how the team is going to adjust their roles, considering they're losing Yex, who traditionally is in that duelist position. But maybe this is an indication of what's to come.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cloud, correct me if I'm wrong, but traditionally he's a flex player.
Yeah,
So
Flex or
he
Sensi.
could- Yeah, he could end up playing that duelist role, but Jinho's going to get run down with uber amounts of util.
And he has purchased up the operator, so he is not eager to risk his life and let go of it anytime soon. So Terps going to take a breather, recollect into mid. There still is presence by UCF across every single site here, so they've got to get a little bit more information before they decide where to go.
Yeah, maybe B might be the choice here because that's the one site that the KJ ult just really doesn't get everything, and they can still hold a pretty decent site. And it might be the site that is just easiest to retake because it looks like it's just the Tejo here. But they got to be really careful with the Tejo because in the last couple rounds, we've seen the Tejo pop off even with just a share. And Yax will get spotted, which causes three UCF players to rotate over. And this is going to be a battle for the ages if they try to commit here.
Yeah, that Tejo drone really, really unfortunate for the Terps. Completely sold them out. They were 100% going to hit that B site, and they were forced to reconsider. Looks like they're going to actually book it back to A, where this KJ's been really patient, and all of their utility remains onto the site. So they're going to have to be aware of that heading into the site.
And ZK1 has a very nice late lurk. Able to capitalize on the fade. That's huge.
Yeah, meanwhile, this A site execute is in order. Yex and ZK1 both die. Meanwhile, Jinho able to pay off with that operator, make that a double for that operator. But the bomb, they're not able to plant it in time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when you're in a 3v1 situation, the Tejo just ults and you have nowhere to plant.
Yeah, they got just forced into a really, really tight situation in regards to timing. They had the site, but like you said, they couldn't comfortably get that bomb down with the Tejo ultimate. So really, really well played for UCF there. And the Terps have to kind of really be careful the next couple of rounds. They don't want this thing to get into overtime potentially.
Yeah, but this is still a pretty good spot for the Terps because even though the UCF won that last round, they still don't have enough money to buy. They're buying Buckies, maybe a Guardian. I think I saw one rifle from the Tejo last round.
Yeah, Yex opting to play close here. Sends a like fade dogged for some information, or at least Sin was trying to help him out there. And meanwhile, that's kind of backed up both sides of this fight. Terps neglecting Spike for now, trying to get some information first, which has worked out for them in the past. Moose is holding a really sneaky off angle there. He's trying to get a push to come his way, and Terps are just kind of throwing out a bunch of bait and seeing what bites.
Yeah, they still have plenty of control through mid. They just got to be really careful about that Waylay. If they decide to push into B-Link, the Waylay's sitting there with a Bucky. And we've seen a lot of really weird Bucky plays this map, and Moose might try to clone here.
He's going to use that utility to help his teammate out. They do lose Sin and Yex. That mid push just does not go the way that they wanted it to go. They're forced to back up and look at their other options, which aren't looking great right now. They have to work through all of this KJ utility here. ZK1 is the one to pioneer that. Still has yet to find exactly where this KJ is posted up. Hopefully doesn't get caught in unfortunate timing. And the rest of his teammates have to join him quickly, or they're just trying to get as many exit picks as they can. ZK1 finds 3 players, kills 2 of them in an insane mini flick there. This is completely winnable for the Terps, especially with ZK1 getting a 3rd for this round. Bomb planted. Terps have to keep it ticking that way. Jinho still has this operator. Looks like he might be able to get a pick, and he will seal the deal with his chamber utility. Oh my goodness.
Jinho not really that excited at all. He's like, you know, I'm all about business, and business is winning this game, then I'll be excited.
Man, what does it take to get a smile on his face, man? If that does not put a smile on his face, I don't know what will, because that was an insane round. You know, it was all smiles from ZK1 for sure. Just absolutely locked in. Absolutely locked in. So the Terps here have managed to somehow find themselves here at map point here on Pearl. They have one more round left in between them and heading to map number 2 in a very comfortable position.
Jinho with a beautiful pick down B long, just waiting patiently for somebody to peek up there. That's the great thing about Chambers. You have a bunch of lurk potential, and you can control a lot of the map with just one trip.
And now UMD being really, really quiet, cutting noise here. Hopefully we're trying to prompt a rotate to happen for the defensive side. And they know that this KJ utility is going to be on this B site or this A site, and they're opting to go there yet again because it hasn't been an issue for them in the past. They're able to work through it and get the picks to make the round go their way regardless. So it looks like that's going to be the play call here yet again.
Yeah, and this Yoru ultimate's gonna get so much info. Not that Moose didn't see anybody, but the fact that they just have a little bit of breathing room to work with, and ZK1's gonna get another massive flank again on the fade, able to capitalize off of that.
Moose pushing up, but into nothing. Jinho still has an operator in hand, waiting for a push to come his way. Gonna TP back to safety, avoid the KJ ultimate. Meanwhile, UCF is on this bomb, and they're sticking it. They've got to get this diffuser off the bomb. They're able to do so, but they're Tejo with the 3K, and Moose!
Just barely! Oh! You cannot be doing that!
Oh!
Jinho!
My goodness.
What a round!
Oh my goodness. Okay, wow. He still looks very calm and collected. However, the rest of his team looks extremely hyped.
If only they saw that from our perspective. Like, it was millimeters away from being diffused. What is the chances of that? Oh my god.
Just a very, very entertaining map number 1 here in Studio C. Hopefully you guys are enjoying watching this map as much as we did. This was such a fun game.
I know, I'm enjoying this.
Be sure to tune in after a quick commercial break for game number 2.
Whether you're a new publisher or app developer, or if you've been around the block for a little while and you have your own ad ops team, Playwire is developing the solutions and products that are perfect for you.
RAMP stands for Revenue Amplification Management Platform. But really what it does, it helps you make more money per user, and it helps you simplify your business so you can just focus on what matters, which is making great content. So if you think about today's ecosystem, there's so many different pieces to run an ad tech platform.
RAMP brings the entire ad ecosystem under one umbrella. Everything from centralized ad unit creation to piping in those demand sources. We layer on a DMP, and we take care of your data privacy and consent management for you as well. We tie all of that together with robust analytics.
Playwire really offers our publishers 2 different models at this point. We've got the full service model where we come in and we cover everything. And there's now our new self-service model where you can come in and you can say, I just want Playwire to take care of some of these things for me. Another thing that we've had a lot of partners do with us in the past is say, hey, maybe I have a few of my own direct campaigns that I want to run. Or I've even got an ad ops team. I don't know whether Playwire is right for me because those people are doing a good job. We don't want to displace them in favor of Playwire. That's fine. We're happy to bring all the technology that we've put out there, but use it with your own team and with your own ad stack. What does that mean for you as a publisher? It means that you get to leverage all of the revenue maximization technology that we've got in place and still have all of the capabilities and all of the demand partners that you're used to working with. You can have your cake and you can eat it too.
We actually do things at such scale, right? We're serving 70 billion ads a month at this point. That's a huge benefit that we're passing on to the publisher.
Revenue intelligence marries human intelligence with machine intelligence. At its core, revenue intelligence is about taking all the demand that you're already getting and getting more out of it. We want to make it so that you're getting 10% more from your ad inventory without even worrying about who the advertisers are. It's based on us going in and understanding what are the places where we can put additional price pressure on. There's all sorts of situations like this where you can eke out little benefits and add them all up. You're quickly at a point where you are getting that 10, 15, 20% uplift on your revenue without having made any changes in who's actually doing the advertising.
Our DMP is built from the ground up to work in a cookieless environment and not use cookies to basically store, user behavior or anything like that. And it's built right into the RAMP platform.
we can tell advertisers information about user interests, but also user behavior, do it on a massive scale, do it in that real-time way that we also do with our revenue intelligence capabilities, and also do it in a way where we can leverage the size of our network. We're trying to do everything that we can to show you every step of the process of getting an ad onto the page. That means that we've got much richer charts and graphs, a lot more ability to look at a piece of information and drill down on it, answer that question that maybe you didn't even know that you were asking. We're trying to make you think differently, actually, about your business, about how your business relates to advertising, and reveal all of that through the platform. So analytics are one big piece of it.
It's a constant evolution. We're constantly updating our technology. We're constantly creating the future.
It's a real challenge for publishers these days to navigate advertising technology. It seems like every 6 months there's some new challenge. And at Playwire, we make sure that we take all of that pain away from our publishers so they can focus on their core business of publishing.
Terp Adventures. Take flight at Stamp. Host to countless Maryland events, programs, performances, and more. Feed your body. Feed your mind. Feed your soul. Let your talents soar. Dance. Sing, perform, find your thing. Join more than 800 student organizations and clubs. Find community here. Leadership lives here. Art thrives here. With space to grow. We're all just kids at heart. Let your imagination fly. Compete, play, with wings on our feet. Here your spirit can fly. Here your soul lifts up. Here you remember those who came before. This is STAM. This is the Center for Campus Life, where Terp Adventures take flight. You belong here. Come fly with us.
Hey guys, welcome back. We're about to hop into map number 2, which will be Bind. But man, what a map number 1. That was epic.
I agree. Pearl was, wow. I mean, there's a lot of really crazy plays from both sides too. But UMD able to secure a pretty confident win going out of the map that wasn't their choice. You don't really see that happen a lot.
Yeah, they looked just insane on that map. Their team chemistry was so good, but also their individual performances were so good as well. They were just buzzing after that map. I could tell you, at least from coming out of the booth and interacting with them. The energy was high, vibes were good, and although it wasn't a map that they like 13-0'd on, they just really felt good about their performance there. Hopefully we're going to see another amazing performance here on Bind, where we officially do have Cloud subbed in playing Brimstone.
Yeah, and I mean, with agent comps, we have a mirror comp going in with Ray's Fade. Yeah, Fade, and Jinho goes down first. He looks so good on that chamber on Pearl, and I'm hoping it can capitalize off of this, but 2 picks off of the Terps going into this first round of Bind.
Yeah, and they are able to make those picks go their way into Garden. They're going to try to funnel in here with the success that ZK1 had up into Hookah. He's able to drop down, and he's trying to actually push aggressively into the smoke. And when you're ZK1, you can do stuff like that, and it pays off for you. Throws a nade up into Hookah as well to try and slow down the retake that's coming their way. But the Terps are looking really good here on this B site early in the pistol round.
Yeah, it's going to be massive damage on the Brim, and the Terps like kind of took this round and swapped it. Now it's UCF that has a man disadvantage, and it's going to be really hard to play with the Brim.
Sin just trying to get a pick there out of elbow. ZK1 is on site, fighting for his life. Sin finally pushes out of the smoke, is forced into a 1v1. Time on his side. He's going to use it to its fullest advantage to secure the Terps the first round win.
Very well played, just trying to get picks up and B main, and it worked out very well, and the site execution was just perfect.
Yeah, just amazing way to start off Bind here. I'm so happy to see them on Bind. I have missed this map. I feel like we really have not given it a lot of airtime in studio. It hasn't been in the competitive pool for a while, so really happy to be back here.
Yeah, I mean, the Terps usually opt in to have Haven as one of their map picks, but maybe it got banned tonight as one of the bans from UCF, and ZK1's gonna do something pretty fun. He's going to buy a judge on Raze. This is going to be very interesting to watch. And they're going to be really careful about this, about the Viper pushing out from B main out of Hookah. This could be very detrimental just for information for UCF.
Yeah, no one's quite watching that way. I believe they have some sort of trip set up to help let them know when that's going on. Meanwhile, ZK1 with a judge into Lambs got a kill to go his way and cannot quite find a second. But meanwhile, the damage has been done. The team has taken the space that he's created. Haven't quite gotten that spike down yet. Cloud is only down to half HP, so it's going to be a TP to a completely free B site. But they have to watch out for the Viper. As soon as that is cleared, they are actually seem to be reconsidering here.
Yeah,
going
Moose gave them so much information with just staying back. And this is just going to be a free A site for the Terps. They don't really have to worry about anything.
Beautiful play call for the Terps there. Now look at Moose. He's just waiting for a knife out, and he's going to completely get a kill served up on a platter for him, as he expected. So now the Terps, you know, kind of low HP, so it's not over till it's over, but they've really put themselves in a favorable position here.
Yeah, Brim only with a bandit. It's Jinho and Cloud that are low, so this could be very, very weird, but Moose able to capitalize using the Guardian.
And the team is getting their energy up early into Bind. They're, you know, hyping each other up when they deserve it. And so far, it's been smooth sailing for them. They purchased up in that previous round for the most part. They're able to hold on to their guns into the bonus. So they're going to have full loadouts coming their way on the other side of things. But hopefully they're able to get a run going here early.
Yeah, they kind of got lucky off of the Viper that flanked. I mean, the Viper was just standing in a smoke outside main right before they TP'd. They were able to capitalize off of 1 kill, but that's just something they got to be really careful about. And Jinho with an op, another op on 3rd round.
The 3rd round op is insane, but Jinho has been playing so well tonight that I'm really happy to see him opting for that.
Might capitalize off of this if the Raze pushes out, but no, the Raze is just going to stand there.
Oh, and eventually
It's
the swing goes his way, but Moose is the one to get the pick. Meanwhile, ZK1 being an absolute menace with the judge yet again, looking to use it into Lamps. He's got to act quickly as Cloud is killed right behind him. Make that Sind as well, and ZK1, this chamber wreaking havoc, just tearing through the Terps, leaves 2 of the UMD players alive, one of which is Jinho, who's had a good round so far. Oh, and his round gets stopped, and it's an ace by the chamber for UCF, and gotta give credit where credit is due. That was a really nice ace.
Yeah, and they are going to grab that op, I believe. I think I saw them go back into Lamps to get the op, and that's gonna be a pretty big purchase going to the side of UCF, and I don't think the Terps are really happy about that.
And they lose an operator. They lose so much of the stuff that they have built up in the bonus round, and they're kind of have to start from scratch here. They got to pick up their mental that probably took a hit in that last round, losing a round that started off well for them. Meanwhile, we have some presence up into B long. Looks like ZK1's actually going to be carrying the spike, which is interesting because I don't expect him to plant. So something tells me that they might be planning to back up here once they get a pick. They have gotten 2 so far. They lose Moose though, and ZK1 is going charging here onto this B site, finds himself a pick, but he is the only one left alive so far, and now there's an operator in play in that round. Just was over before it started, it felt like.
Yeah, I mean, Cloud getting a really good position there. I was almost certain he was going to knife him, but the op goes back to Jinho. And I mean, Cloud already subbing in and showing an amazing performance on the Brimstone. I mean, he is the flex player, so he's on. I think he's on one of his comfort agents too.
And I wonder if that was the same operator that Jinho purchased. I would like to think so.
I believe it was.
But Jinho's going to purchase up again and use his chamber ultimate at the same, or sorry, I'm completely flipped around here. It's the opposing chamber that's going to use their ultimate towards Jinho. So 2 operators in play right now for this lobby. Really exciting stuff coming up. Moose going to probably make first contact here with this Raze, and he's able to get that kill to go his way. But the rest of his teammates are kind of stuck in hookah there.
Yeah, there is 3 towards B, so this is going to be a very heavy fight. If they can get 1, it would severely increase their chances of just trying to get on site. They have the Brim and Viper to take care of. I mean, this is a very stacked site, so I don't know if this is the site they want to go to, but the Brim does leave.
And now they are aware of Jinho's operator here on this B site, but it doesn't look like the Terps are budging. They're kind of sitting in the smoke right now. Maybe they're trying to potentially fake a rotate, but they're going to have to be really patient to do that.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, and if they do decide to take TP, the Chamber's going to be waiting there with his op as well. But no, it's going to be a full frontal assault with ZK1 using his ultimate. Not able to get one, but his nade does capitalize off a kill, and there's nobody on site, so they gotta do something fast.
I think that they have just kind of accepted that they're not going to be able to get the bomb down here. We're not able to follow up right behind ZK1, but if they're able to get this last kill...
I don't think there's enough time.
Yeah, there's unfortunately not enough time to get that bomb down, and they're going to have to lose that round and hopefully hold on to as many guns as possible.
Cloud drops to the Chamber. Yeah, it's still such a very dangerous spot when you have very defensive-sided agents that have so much stall util. on B site. B site is so hard to attack too, because you could just molly both entrances, and there's nothing you could really do about it until the mollies go away.
Jinho has yet again purchased this operator.
But I think he saved it from last round.
Oh, okay. I believe you are right. So, but he is consistently playing that gun, whether it's in the form of his ultimate, whether he's purchasing it, picking it up, teammates picking it up, whatever it is, he is feeling really comfortable on that weapon choice this round. And I can only imagine it's going to continue to be that way as they transition to the defensive side.
And well aware of the chamber, but the Ray's got a really, really weird spot. The help of the Viper wall and the Brim smoke.
Yeah, this Ray's just sitting in that smoke, gonna back up eventually. Clouds one way there will dissipate, and the Terps still have yet to kind of figure out how they want to play out the rest of this round. I think they're waiting to see if they get a pick somewhere first. They have Moose pushed up into B. I don't think he was able to really see anybody there. So because of that Viper screen, so he's backing up and regrouping with the rest of his team, who's about to just face a brawl here. Look at this Raze with a Judge just creeping below the smoke. Cloud trying to avenge his teammate, cannot quite do so. Jinho's the first one to get a kill there with an operator. Make that 2 for Jinho. Moose uses the Viper pit. This is a round that the Terps intend to win. They have got to plant the bomb. They've got to do it fast. They have a Fade ultimate coming their way. They're able to get this thing planted. Jinho narrowly escaping with his life. He's waiting for a push to come their way. They're playing inside their own Viper pit. I like that Moose has a Judge, able to take those close quarter fights. Meanwhile, Jinho with the Vandal gets a 4K, knocking on the door of an ace. Gonna use that chamber ultimate and it's just waiting for that pick to come his way. Finally, we see a smile on his face. Finally.
Jinho is finally lively tonight. Wow.
Oh my goodness. If that does not get the Terps swinging in these next couple of rounds, I don't know what will, because that did not look like a round they were going to win. It looked like a really shaky A execute.
Yeah, and I was a little curious with the Viper ult, but I mean, Moose just knows what he's doing. Like putting the Viper ult down there, even though it's a man disadvantage for you, it still gives you such a good advantage. And I guess he just had the info and the read that nobody was on site, but this is going to be a very heavy B hit. A lot of players over here.
Oh, ZK1 cannot quite get that opening pick. It's going to be Jinho, but they've lost their duelist, their entry player in the process, so they're going to have to find other ways to make that work. Sin gets a kill, uses his Fade ultimate. Meanwhile, Jinho, you hate to see Jinho die in that way, but meanwhile, the rest of his teammates still have a round to win.
Yeah, it's just really unlucky placement with the snake bite. Moose able to just doing what he does best and just staying back.
Plant comes down, no problem at all for Cloud as the Terps are repositioning, but they have to watch out for this chamber. I'm not sure if they have any eyes on a main yet.
I think Moose has the read that the chamber's gonna flank.
Oh, he narrowly saw him. He's being really patient. Just nails a headshot with a lot of time to spare. And now he's looking towards this Brimstone who's made their way onto site. The timing slightly catches Moose off guard. He repositions, so now he's let his teammates know where exactly this Brimstone is positioned. And it will be Moose in the end to get that pick to put him at a 3K.
You'll love to see the little excitements from all the players. I mean, it looks like they're just having a lot of fun tonight in the studio. I mean, it's a tournament match. It's, but it's a regular Thursday to them.
They're having a great time. Moose's reaction. Someone gift that, please. Just Moose's reaction. So funny. But yeah, like you said, they're just having a ball tonight. And, Jinho has held on to this operator for so long now. He's repurchasing it. He's still finding a way to use it. Cloud uses that Brim ultimate off Rip. ZK was actually going to charge right through it. Not going to turn out with any kills yet. They actually do lose Cloud. They do have a Viper pit to work around. Meanwhile, ZK1 with that Judge. And a Judge will be used against Sind as well. It's a battle of the judges, and the Terps come out not on the better side of it.
They still do have spikes, so it might be a... They gotta play it smart here, especially with this Viper ult. Do they re-hit this, even though there are 3 people on site?
And they're being really patient on the other side of this Viper pit. They haven't budged. Typically, we would expect to rotate to B side as soon as that Viper pit is triggered. But, you know, the Terps maybe waiting for a fake rotate push to come through the Viper pit because they're really, really working this mid area here.
Yeah, and B's going to look like the better option. It's going to be a 2v2 on the B site, so if they can get both these players and still keep their lives, that's going to be insane. And the Fade Haunt does not get anything, so that's even better for the Terps. They could, for all UCF knows, they could still be on A, but no. They do get taken out by UCF.
And they looked a little bit less sure that round than they have in the past. I think they came in, you know, just really, really coming out door swinging on that A site. And ZK1's play through Cloud's ultimate was insane. And I feel like any other day that would have worked if there was someone holding lamps. Unfortunately, I don't think they got a pick that they were expecting to get, and it kind of threw them off guard.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, but they got to be really careful about this operator now. And they're just going to take full showers control, just try to get this ult orb here.
ZK1 going to use that Roomba. Did catch glimpse of somebody, so the Terps definitely know what's cooking on this A site, or at least have an idea of it. Meanwhile, it's a 3-2 split. Moose has to be aware of his close angle here. Doesn't look like he's going to clear it, and he will pay for it. Now the Terps know there's an operator in play here on Belong.
Yeah, this might be a go A type thing if Jinho can maybe hear 1 or 2 players, but they're already UCF is already shifting their defenses to stack more on the A site.
And again, it's patience here. Terps have, you know, tend to be very aggressive on the attack. Instead, really reeling it in, having that trigger discipline, waiting for the timing to be correct. But they have 3 defenders still posted up on this A site. They don't really have any ultimates to work with, so it's going to be just full trust in their utility and their smokes that they have available. ZK1 just trying to watch Lamps. Cloud dies from that angle, actually, that he was watching. And now we do have the Brim ultimate for UCF. It's going to force the Terps to back up off at this site and just forced to take these picks here that are going to come out of Lamps. Jinho's being extremely patient, is able to get 2 of them. Oh my goodness, Jinho being an absolute menace, hunting down for a 3rd pick, is going to get it. Pulls out an operator out of seemingly nowhere and has suddenly made this round look very winnable for the Terps.
Jinho has such a good angle here on the Viper. It's such a tight angle too. And he is able to get the 4K. Wow. Jinho's showing up this map.
Wow. Oh my goodness. He is having such a good game.
I wonder what his face looks like right now.
Like, I just hope he's smiling.
I hope so too. I mean, he's 12-5. And like, you got to be happy from those kinds of plays. That's just insane.
And he's put in the work, and it's clearly shown up in the scoreboard. We're at a 3-6 scoreline here. Terps have a 3-round lead, and they're looking to increase it before they head to the defensive side of things.
Yeah, they're gonna try to fight for this ult orb again. Ooh, but ZK1 gets a very lucky shot, and the raises down to 1 HP again. Sin gets a lucky shot.
And that's the difference maker. Getting that early damage, although you're not getting a kill, you're doing a lot of damage in the later stages of this round. And oh my goodness, Jinho being so patient. But so is this Viper. They're just staring at each other. And I think it will actually end up being a be a hit. They do have Viper utility to work through if they decide to go onto the site. It looks like the chamber is rotating that way as well. So a lot of fun here to figure out on this B site. Looks like they're going to have to do so with their initiator utility, with ZK1's presence pushing up into their deep line here, with the exception of that Viper. ZK1 going to use that rocket, finds a pick with it, and the rest of his teammates flooding in behind him, but they have to clear out Hookah first. Sin gets a pick, but that Viper is still sitting in Hookah. Don't you forget, Sin certainly hasn't, as he's watching that way. So is Cloud. Meanwhile, Plant comes down, but Cloud is not watching right behind him where Elbow. This Brim has creeped up. Now Sin is forced to watch that angle, try and get a trade. ZK1, 27 HP to work with here, knows that there's a player up into heaven. They're gonna satchel out of it. That's 2 Terps down off the bat. And UCF just comes with a beautiful retake to get themselves back into this game.
Yeah, a lot of damage, but just not enough for the Terps. It's you hate to see it. Still 2 pretty lucky shots, but we'll just leave that in the past.
And that could have been huge, getting those 2 players down to about a hit or 2 down HP. Like that, typically, if that happens, is the difference maker in the round later on. But the retake was really, really strong for UCF in the way that they use their utility, and particularly their positioning up into Hookah. So not able to go in the Terps' favor, but hopefully this round is a different story.
Yeah, this is going to be another op buy for Jinho. Looks like Jinho is going to be met with another op, but Sin is the one to get taken down first.
Jinho does have his chamber ultimate, like you said, operator and a vandal if he decides to use it. And they are flooding into a main here. ZK1 clearing lamps like he has done round after round. This time not going to quite find any immediate picks to go his way, but the team has taken the space there. They haven't quite gotten bombed down, but look at this line that UCF is holding. They're right behind those stacked boxes, waiting for a plant to come down. And Ray's ultimate actually going to take Cloud completely out of the equation, going to down Spike in the process. Moose and Jinho here have to work together, but do they want to rotate? Yes, they're gonna hop into TP, and all they have to work through is this Viper here on this B site. Gonna throw up that screen. Moose forced into that fight early on. Jinho able to get his trade, but that just leaves him the sole Terp alive here. He's actually being really smart here into watching CT instead of focusing on that bomb. Cannot quite land that first shot.
Narrowly missed.
Now he's finally able to get that bomb down, has both an operator and a vandal to use, but he's getting attacked from all different angles, and UCF is crawling their way back into this fight.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just kind of get to halftime and then recuperate thoughts. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we also saw a timeout come from Terps here just to end the half and make it 7-5. But yet again, there's still UCF is still going to have an op to work with, and they have plenty of money to back them up. But it's a different story for UMD.
Yeah, I almost wonder what side UMD would prefer on this map, because typically I feel like teams, love to take a defensive half. Pressure's not as much on you as it is on the attack players. But this is a team that likes to play with so much confidence, and just their play style in general, I feel like, is more suited to the attack side. So I wonder how they're feeling about this half switch coming up. But regardless of that, they just want to get up as many rounds as they can before then.
A lot of damage coming onto ZK1.
Yeah, he's consistently clearing out lamps yet again. This time, Moose gonna use that Viper Pit. They do have the opposing chamber ult to watch out for, though. Hopefully the Pit is gonna help with some of that. They also have a Fade ultimate coming their way that they have to dodge. Still have not been able to plant Spike or gain any ground with confidence here. Instead, the Terps fighting for their lives, fighting for any space that they have. Jinho with a Bucky. He's trying to get a pick up into lamps. Not gonna quite go his way, with Cloud getting picked off as well. Finally, Bomb starting to attempt it to be planted, but cannot quite get it down. Time is ticking. The Terps are losing valuable time here. This Viper Pit still up, but they haven't taken advantage of it.
Jinho just gets crossing the, hitting the crossfire, and the Brimstone just gathering so many kills off of just shooting through Moose's ult. And again, it's just not going to be enough. But new half, new Terps.
And it'll be interesting to see how the Terps opt to play their defensive side, because I feel like on Pearl, they really opted to be super aggressive off bat some rounds, and others play a little bit differently, but we might have a tech pause coming in if my eyes do deceive me.
I believe we do, and it looks like they're just going to run it down to 10 seconds and then sort out whatever they need to do. I think it was on the side of UCF too, but I mean, looking at this game, Pearl looked so much more different on them, or they looked so much different on Pearl. I don't know what's changed.
Yeah, they look different, but they still have been looking strong. It's just a matter of kind of dealing with the cards that the Terps are dealing them. And this tech pause, although not an official timeout, will give both teams to kind of get a chance to sit, breathe, talk. For the Terps, you hope it doesn't mess up their momentum, because you kind of hate to be on a roll like that and then get stopped like this. And we don't know how long the tech pause is going to be either. But for UCF, it gives them a time to also kind of reconsider what they want to do differently.
Yeah, I mean, but looking at the Terps, looking at Jinho specifically, Jinho has had an amazing half. I mean, I can only imagine what he's going to do on defense as a chamber.
Yeah, as a chamber, you know, he has a lot of options on the defensive side. There are some really sneaky angles that he can decide to hold. Particularly, I think about that on A site, where he can, you know, TP up and hold that line of sight down into A main. Or on B site, you know, there's B long as well. So certainly a good place to be for an operator player here.
Yeah, there's a lot of just really weird chamber tech on A site and B site too. I mean, like, you try to push out of long, and you could put your TP on the box and on site, and it's like you can stop, maybe get a pick long, and then stop any kind of push out of hookah. It's a very weird off angle.
And hopefully we're able to get out of this tech pause sooner rather than later. And fun fact that I didn't know about the league is that we wondered last time on stream, why aren't the Terps playing on Virginia servers? We get like 2 ping here. We're blessed in College Park to get such good ping on Virginia servers. I did not know that they have to play on Illinois or Texas servers, so they often opt to play on Illinois.
Yeah, that seems kind of weird. Maybe like the one question I have is, what happens if you're going up against a team that's like in like Dallas, Texas or something, and they're right next to that? Do you have to choose Illinois? I feel like you do.
Probably.
To make it fair for both teams.
Yeah, I don't know how the decision comes down as to what server they play exactly. And for those not too familiar with Valorant, it is a decently big deal, because where you decide which server you decide to play on throughout the country will impact players' ping. And for someone like me, who's, you know, not aim training every day and super keen on my Valorant aim, it's not a big deal to have, you know, 10 worse ping than I would on a different server. But for these players, it does. It makes a big difference for them. So that's why the server talk is kind of important. But anyway, fun fact, I didn't know that they had to play on Illinois or Texas, and now we have an answer.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty interesting thing. I mean, the tournament has, I guess, thought it out pretty well and just said, hey, you know, if this could give an unfair advantage to some teams, so let's, you know, try to balance it out a little bit.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle. You picked the servers that run
right
down the middle.
Yeah.
Which makes sense when you think about it, because unlike Big Ten, where I guess Big Ten is everywhere now, but I was going to say, unlike Big Ten, it's not like we're all kind of centralized on the same part of the country, but I think we are heading out of tech pause, hopefully, soon.
Yeah, we would like to get back to the action pretty soon, see how this half's going to go. But I mean, this is just again, like you said, it's just a good break for the Terps, and I guess for UCF as well, just to kind of sit back, relax, and figure out what went wrong, what can I do better for the next half, and, you know, just kind of go back to the roots.
And I really hope that this pause is not affecting the Terps too much. I know it kind of can do a number on the energy that the Terps have worked to build up, the momentum that and you kind of just have to remind yourself, like, okay, like, who are we in this game? Like, who? And again, it's not the longest pause we've had. I would like to shout out that one game where we had an absolute crazy like server issue and had to. We were like,
because the other team had surrendered. I remember I was observing for that game, so I had to reset all the different settings and stuff. And it sounds like we're back into game, and we are.
Yeah, we're lucky we're not in that position here. We're able to get into game shortly and swiftly. So here we are. Terps on the defensive side of things have a big issue here off the bat into Lamps. Completely lost control of the site, seemingly. They're just trying to get any picks they can to go their way. It only leaves 2 Terps alive, and it's a 2 who are not on the A site.
Jinho on flank. Don't know if the chamber trip spotted him. I feel like it did because the Raze has the read, and Moose is going to try to double back through showers.
Teleport's ready.
On Moose, just knowing there's so many eyes his way, he has to clear so many angles. The Ray's actually going to push out right in front of him with a frenzy, and Jinho is going to die. But Moose able to get at least a kill there, some silver lining in all of this. But that is not how the Terps wanted to start off their first defensive round.
Yeah, I mean, UCF came in very fast, guns blazing, everything. And I don't think it was that. I don't think you really expect that out of, just being in a tech pause for a few minutes, and then all of a sudden you're blasted with a bunch of util. And I didn't know that you could wallbang that area outside of U-Haul. When Cloud died, he had tried to hide in that little wall. I didn't know you could wallbang that. That's actually a really good piece of tech that I'm going to use now.
Yeah, good to know. Sometimes even watching these games, I'm like, noted.
Yeah, I'm going to use that in my ranked game now.
But, man, look at how this round is unfolding. The Terps have gamble stacked this B site, and they have unfortunately gambled wrong. It's a 5-man push onto a completely free A site. Planting spike is not going to be an issue at all, and the Terps are going to have to enter a 5v5 retake, and a bit of a swing and a miss there for the Terps.
Yeah, I wonder if they just try to die by spike here and not letting anybody on UCF just farm ults, because that would be the last thing that they want to have happen.
And, they don't have their ideal weapons in hand, especially losing that first round. So just a matter of making this round just as less painful as possible. It's really hard when you lose 2 Terps off the bat inside a smoke, though. And still, maybe the play call might be to look for exit picks. Jinho has his util to use to find a pick, but that is all it's going to end up being. And the Terps have to die to spike here for economy reasons. But, man, again, not a great round. And the Terps have 2 rounds that they have to win to set an even scoreline.
Yeah, they got to be really careful now because the Raze almost has their ult, and that's going to be a very hard thing to just kind of defend, because Raze is such a good agent on this map because of how all the height elevations. You can get some really good satchels, and then on top of that, if you have an ult, it's just hard.
And finally, the Terps have the loadouts that they want. They have those Phantoms, have the Vandals, and hopefully they're going to be able to keep them into the next round. But they have got 1 minute and 30 seconds to go through first here. Moose making some early contact into B-Long. Going to smoke it off, reposition. Actually, I do like this play from him. And wait for a push to come through. Once that smoke dissipates, does not get sold out by the Fade Dog either. Pushes out and gets a pick on the Raze. Does die. Jinho's there for the trade. ZK1 gets a pick as well. Good start here for the Terps.
I think Zinho used that little tech that I was talking about, putting his chamber trip on top of the box. Unlucky for ZK1, peeks out at the very worst moment, but looks like they are going to double back and go A.
And it just seems like this is a really haphazard round like for both sides, honestly. I think there's some plays that both sides wish could have gone a little bit differently, but UCF split up actually in a numbers down situation, which is not typically what you would see from a numbers down perspective. And they do lose one of their players in the process because Cloud is watching Showers diligently from up heaven. But although Cloud gets picked off, so the Viper is still alive, is probably going to be able to pick up this spike. The Terps kind of have to overwhelm Sight, though, before they get a chance to plant it. And that will be the play call, but kind of a like awkward route. I think the Terps try to sort that one out amongst themselves.
Yeah, but they still got the win, though, so that's good. They are able to save two Phantoms. Not the best, but not the worst.
And now UCF also has loadouts that they would like to have heading into this round. They also have a Raze ultimate working for them. So some things that the Terps have to consider heading into this next one.
Yeah, both ZK1 and Moose are really close to getting their ult, so if they can find that really soon and capitalize off of that utility. Sind almost caught himself in a really weird spot.
He's able to back away with his life, using that wall that Moose has. Meanwhile, it's a fight in Showers. Oh, and ZK1 dying because of a Raze ultimate. Sin able to get a pick, though. Cloud gets killed as well. It's a bloodbath here on this A site so far. Spike comes down for UCF, and now the Terps are on the wrong side of some brim smokes here.
Very weird positioning from the Raze on UCF. So this is going to be... Terps have to really take this into consideration where everybody is. Sin falls.
So does Jinho. It only leaves Moose alive. He is likely just to look for some exit picks here. Hopefully hold on to that Phantom for the next round because his team is going to need him to with the bye that they have going on there. So yeah, he's able to get an exit pick. That looks like that's all it's going to be. And now the Terps kind of have found themselves in a bit of a tough situation here. They're a couple rounds down. They haven't really experienced this on Pearl. So we've seen some kind of uncharted territory here.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like they're in the driver's seat right now. I mean, they are in defense. And you just kind of have to play reactive of what UCF is doing, but this is your map pick. You gotta have something going on, or something just kind of bounce back. And Moose is gonna buy a Hero Vandal.
Yeah, Jinho does have his utility. He's looking with his Sheriff. Not going to get a swing to come his way. And Moose uses the Viper Pit really early in the round to force a B push here. Terps are expecting it, but they're not expecting it from long, I don't think. Sin is the only person positioned to take that long fight. Meanwhile, there's two Terps in Hookah, but they have got to turn their attention back on this garden area where Sin gets completely overwhelmed. So does ZK1, so does Cloud. This has not gone the way that the Terps have wanted it to go. Just two of them left alive. Moose forced to neglect the Viper Pit and try and help out Jinho here. Jinho able to get an early pick with that Chamber Sheriff, is still forced to hold that same angle now that his position is completely sold out. He's waiting for Moose to come through. He's able to get a pick into Garage. Okay, suddenly the Terps look like they have something cooking here. Moose still has a couple picks to get, especially with Moose getting killed. Jinho down to 5 HP. And UCF is at 10 round wins.
Yeah, just unlucky for Jinho there. Just the timing is so crucial. But now UMD's back onto a regular bye, and we'll see what happens.
And I think they do have pretty hefty bye to go up against, considering a lot of the players were alive from the last round. So they're going to have to really fight to get themselves back into this one, knowing that they are going to take a timeout.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a good timeout too. Just kind of figure out what's going wrong. I think that they're just losing lives very early in the rounds, and they're not able to get a good retake and really hold sites. I mean, there's just a lot of things all around that they got to fix up. If they can get like one or two things fixed, they're going to get put in a really good spot going into the rest of this half.
It's not a question of their gun abilities. Like, they are able to get their one-on-ones in most cases. They're able to have these insane clutches. So to me, it's not really a question of, okay, like, is their aim good right now? It is. It's more so a question of, okay, how can they work and stop this push, this initial push that they haven't been able to stop, using their utility and using their position of each other as leverage here. Oh, Jinho strikes first with an operator in hand. That is certainly a good way to start off a round right on the other side of a timeout. Moose forced into this fight, able to pull out his Phantom in the nick of time and hold on to his life. And ZK1 gets a nade kill too, so it's only 2 UCF attackers left in this one.
Yeah, I mean, this is going every way possible in the Terps. They're still down, or they're down nothing right now, but except for rounds. And UCF does have money, so I doubt they will try to save this round.
Yeah, they're just sitting, I think, just waiting for the Terps to get a little bit too eager. Terps not going to give it to them. But finally, just a very encouraging round on the other side of a timeout. That's exactly how you want those rounds to go. They're holding on to, if it stands now, 5 of their guns that they've purchased up. So this is exactly the tone shift that they are going to need if they want to equalize things, for sure.
Yeah, and this will be a save for UCF, which nets Terps another round and puts them at 8. So there's still hope, and they did a lot of really good things right. They got their ones pushing out into B long. And able to capitalize on a lot of really early kills. And that's kind of what you need now, is like, if you can start capitalizing on early kills, that gives you confidence to finish the round pretty strong. And it's probably not a factor of confidence right now. It's just more of a factor of, like, they just need to get the early kills and put them in a position, in a much better position than what they've been in for the last few rounds of this half.
Yeah, and really the difference that round is they were able to stop that initial push with especially Moose and the work that he did into B-Long. As soon as he got that opening pick, UCF stopped and they regrouped, and it bought time for the Terps to reposition. And that's all it is. Now that they've kind of dwindled down like what needs to change, it seems like they've made those adjustments, and it worked out beautifully for the first round outside of a timeout.
This could be very good for Jinho.
When he's still holding that angle, waiting for the fade to just give him a pixel of information. Meanwhile, there's other shenanigans here cooking up on this B site that Moose looks like he's aware of, at least just jump peeking, waiting to use his orb. But look at UCF's positioning. Looks like they're actually going to favor this B site. Meanwhile, the Terps have remained patient all over the map. Yeah, Moose finally getting that information. Going to use that orb like he did in the previous round. Will he get a pick like he did in the last one? Not for now. He's going to back up behind the safety of his Viper screen to buy him some more time. Jinho still holding this angle very, very, very patiently. Did not quite land that first shot. But Moose is the one to get first blood here on B site.
Yeah, and UCF might be regrouping towards Ace. But there are 3 Terps there right now.
30 seconds left.
Oh, Jinho still with an operator trying to make it work on A as the spike is down on A. So the Terps are going to start flooding in from backside to try and gain control of it. And they've taken the chamber out of the equation. So it's going to be another round win here for the Terps.
10 seconds left.
And the Brim's just going to be forced to save again for the second time in a row and put Terps at 9.
And that's 4 more guns that the Terps are able to hold on to, which is huge. Most of these players haven't purchased weapons in the last 2 rounds, so their economy is going to be looking very, very good here heading into the next crucial couple rounds before we start nearing the end of potentially the series.
Yeah, not many of them used all of their utility too, so that's all the more credits that they can save.
And right now they have to watch out for this raise at 21-12. The raise for UCF is playing really, really well, and they have to find a way to counter just the sheer amount of kills that the raise is able to get. Terps being patient here early in the round. They, I think, heard some shenanigans go on into showers. Cloud's going to throw a molly to try and slow things down that way. Meanwhile, Moose consistently holding this B long site, waiting for a peek to come his way through UCF's Viper. No peeks yet. Oh, and Jinho with an operator just waiting and lands the first shot.
Beautiful shot. That's exactly what they need too, because that's the fade. That's all of their information gone.
Yeah, TP's back to safety too. Sin able to get a pick as well. Make that another for Jinho.
This might be another save for UCF. Sin going crazy, holding down the B site.
And now the Terps just trying to be aggressive. They see the bomb, they see the chamber, and they just want to down this last player. What a shot, though, from that chamber. Jinho swings it, but it will be Moose to end the round there for the Terps. And now, look, 10-10, even playing field.
Yeah, the Terps able to equalize this game. And I think just Jinho having the op in his hands is so crucial, especially for a lot of those early round picks. That's exactly what they need.
And he has just been an absolute menace with this operator. Just map after map, round after round. Nothing has appeared to change here. He's top fragging at 19-3 again with an operator purchase and 6,000 credits working for him. So doesn't look like he's planning on letting go of that operator anytime soon. Meanwhile, look at the ultimate economy. We have 4 ultimates online for UCF and 2 for the Terps. Chamber ultimates used for UCF early on. Sin gets killed. Moose absolutely demolishing these players outside of hookah.
Yeah, and the fade on UCF is still very low, but Moose is going to get caught with 3 people here. He only has 10 bullets in the magazine. Is that enough to get all the people sitting outside of hookah?
And he knows where they're positioned. I think he hears some players there as he's still holding that angle very, very faithfully. But looks like the UCF attackers will be funneling in through long, where Moose does have that orb working for him. And this is an angle that he's kind of conditioned the attack to be careful of pushing the smoke because he's been on the other side of it so many times. But as the smoke dissipates, suddenly Moose has to be careful here and potentially calling for some reinforcements.
It's going to be very tricky, though, if they do get on site. Jinho's going to have a really rough time trying to retake with an op, so it's very crucial that Moose gets at least 1 here, but the Viper ult's going to get invested.
Yeah, the Viper ultimate's going to be very difficult for Moose to counter, especially with the Fade ultimate used in tandem. He's just sitting on top of it, but sees the chamber creep out from right underneath him and was able to work around the Viper pit, wait for the rest of his team to come in, and UCF has got to plant this bomb. Meanwhile, Moose gets swung into. Jinho and Cloud both getting picks, and they're able to defuse this bomb. Big round for the Terps.
Yeah, well played to just hold angles, hold different angles, and just kind of trade off of Moose. That also well played by Moose just to sit back and be patient for a little bit, and that puts Terps up back into the lead.
And he was kind of 2 places at once, if you think about it. He was positioned up into hookah, but had that orb working for him. And like I mentioned, he has conditioned the attack to be careful of pushing that orb. So they were really hesitant to push through. They took their time clearing that angle that he historically has held close. And it really did slow them down more than it seemed. And that is kind of what the Terps were able to use in their favor later on.
Yeah, they might invest the Razor into here just to get on site. But no, ZK1 says no to that Razor.
Huge pick off the bat for the Terps. They have 4 ultimates online. Jinho looks behind him, lands the op shot. Terps are cooking here on this A site. They do lose Cloud. ZK1 gets another pick, make that 3 total this round. Oh my goodness.
Now all smiles back here in the studio. It's match point for Terps, and they put a really good fight up just to get back into the lead.
And it's paid off beautifully for them. Look, 5 whole ultimates
5 ults
for the Terps to use here. This should be a round win for them. Should be, if they choose to use those ultimates correctly.
I mean, Jinho's gonna not get that first shot, but ZK1's trying to capitalize off of his ult. Now he's stuck in a really weird position. He cannot give up the space.
Oh, and he knows he has to buy himself some space somewhere.
Ooh, Moose
is going to help him out. He's forced to back up and take almost an early fight here before he can get fully into cover. No, he's going to be able to reposition. The damage has been done early.
Sind, he had a great flank, but not able to capitalize off of it.
And UCF still has bomb control. Looks like they're going to favor towards this A site where Cloud is positioned, and ZK1 is trickling in through heaven. Gonna look towards site, but has all these brim smokes to work through.
And Cloud not gonna invest the ult here for the counter defuse. ZK1 gets 1. Moose gets a second. And now it's in a 2v4. Make that a 3v4.
And Brim ultimate used for Cloud. Bomb still ticking. Terps have to get on it sooner rather than later. ZK1 pops the defuse, swings, gets the pick, and gets another to seal the deal for the Terps and tie it up in a bow. The Terps will win this one in 2.
What a great comeback in that second half. I mean, like, the first half was just kind of a little rough. I mean, they had a few kinks they had to work out, and then the second half, the start of the second half was a little weird, but wow. I mean, it was that timeout. It had to have been that timeout. That's what they get. Like, they got so much momentum from that, and they just started to steamroll. And Jinho with the op shots, my God, he's amazing.
Yeah, we have had an absolute show here tonight. The second map was equally as exciting as the first, which was a tall task heading into it. But thank you all so much for tuning in. We do want to thank our sponsors before we head off the air. We have to thank the Philip Merrill College of Journalism, Reckwell, and Playwire. Thank you so much. And thank you all for tuning in to tonight's match. We will catch you back next week. Thanks.